everyone. Welcome back to Tallinn, Estonia, the final day of competition here at the Junior World Figure Skating Championships. I'm Ted Barton along with Mark Hanratty. The final event coming up, the women's free program, and this should be what we call in English a barn burner.
A barn burner?
Okay.
And I speak that language too, but that's not a term that I'm familiar with.
You British have so many different sayings that we're going, what was that? But
that's a different one to me.
I threw one
well
at you.
done.
Exactly. Let's talk a little bit about the practice sessions as we take a look at the facility here in Tallinn. And of course, they've hosted so many wonderful events here. Once again, they deliver beautifully, all the volunteers. We want to thank them and the Estonian Figure Skating Association. Now, Mark, we saw the practice of the last group today. Let's talk a little bit about this, because the three-time world champion Mao Shimada, I believe, has not been 100% ill a little bit. It's not an injury, and she struggled in the warm-up.
Yeah,
in the practice session.
You were explaining, Ted, that Mia Hamada, her coach, had explained that she's not feeling well, and as we see, Mickey So, the silver medalist from the men's event watching, we just saw him getting new skates.
Yeah.
We can confirm that Mao Shimada looked to be really not feeling great. She looked under the weather, and the practice this morning was particularly challenging, it seemed, and we did not see her attempt the difficult elements that she has used previously to the great success of winning 3 consecutive Junior World Championship titles. So it remains to be seen whether or not Mao will be able to compete as well as she has previously.
Having said that, she has overcome so many situations. She's a champion. She's going to go for, she would go for a world record here. 4-time consecutive world champion, junior champion. So we'll see what happens, but she certainly was, looked out of sorts, and we'll see what unfolds. But we just wanted to bring that to you, and we'll find out what happens a little bit later today.
Indeed, we shall. And who will take the title? Certainly Japan looking good with their standings of the short program, with not just Mao Shimada leading the field, but Mayuka Oka, and that would potentially mean 2 titles at the Junior World Championships for Japanese skaters following the win from Ryo Nakata. As we see the judges on screen, Canada had a success in the pairs event, winning the title and the silver medal, and then there was...
And you've got Hannah Bath from Australia currently in 3rd place. That is pretty exciting for...
And if that were to be maintained, then Hannah would be the first woman at a Junior World Championships to win a medal for that nation.
Yes.
Indeed, that would be the first medal in any singles discipline for an Australian skater at an ISU Championship event.
Yeah, so we have some interesting stories that will unfold over the next few hours as we take a look at the first group standing patiently beside the rink, waiting for the gates to open so they can use their energy that they currently have stored for this performance.
And what's interesting to acknowledge is that within this first group, the 3 skaters on screen now, Lina Godina, Maya Okada, and Marie-Alice Caluver, could have been in the final flight.
Yeah, totally.
All of those skaters, incredibly good skaters that had really challenging short programs, and thus find themselves in the bottom group for the free skate.
And I would say, and I don't know if you agree with this, but I would say that based on the talent pool in the women's event, it's the strongest event of these Junior World Championships from a depth perspective. I'm not talking from just the top alone.
Yeah, from a scores comparison, as we see 1 point separating all of those skaters, certainly the skaters in this group and in the final flight could so very well be competitive at a 4 continents or a European Championships in the senior discipline. So comparatively, there's a greater proximity with the junior scores in women's skating than there is within the men's, the pairs, and the ice dance.
And it makes it really exciting as we look towards, France in 4 years from now, and next year's Junior Grand Prix, and the next 3 World Junior Championships prior to the Olympics. The talent pool is just remarkable. Now, these young skaters will graduate into seniors once they pass the age of 17. And then, things change a little bit in regards to the maturity of their performance and whatnot, but their technical proficiency at this stage is really high.
Well, it would be interesting to see how many of the competitors within this top 24 will jump triple axel.
Yes.
We saw at the Junior Grand Prix final, the top 6 from the Junior Grand Prix series, all of them were including triple axels. And that could be the case within just this first group. Elina Gaidina from Estonia has a glorious triple axel that was showcased in practice. Whether or not she will choose to do that under the pressure of the competition will be found out over the next 45 minutes.
And as does Hannah Bath. I mean, hers just explodes off the ice, and quite often she over-rotates it. It's so efficient in the air and on the takeoff. It's a really exciting jump. So will that carry forward into seniors for these young women? If it does, it puts the pressure on some of the seniors that are already currently there.
Particularly given the Winter Olympic Games having just 2 triple axel attempts in Milan, so therefore confirmation that the juniors are coming through with heavy hitting elements.
But then, hey, listen, the Olympic champion, Alyssa Liu, no triple axel. Now, she used to do triple axel, no quad lutz. She used to do quad lutz. But it was the maturity of the performance. It was the heartfelt, the quality of the edges, the quality of the spins, the quality of the jumps that she did do with this remarkable performance in connection to the music.
And as ever, it does tend to be a cyclical experience of what is fashionable and de jour, and certainly throughout the course of the last Olympic cycle in seniors, triple axels weren't necessary for success on the world podium. But as we head towards 2030 and this advancing group of young juniors, it may be a tidal shift as we expect perhaps to see more triple axels.
And our first skater out is Mei Okada from Japan. I think there was a big surprise for her to be this low, but she had, a real challenging short program. She will open with a triple axel. We'll see if that materializes, but it's on their planned program sheet, so we'll see.
Yeah, Mei Okada just singling the intended triple-triple. The triple lutz turned into a single, and she had a bit of a nightmare then, consequently. And the same could be said for Elina Gaidina. She was the last to skate in this short program, and pressure not just in being last to skate, but obviously being an Estonian in Tallinn, perhaps impacted upon her performance, of course.
Yeah, and just a reminder for everyone, and we've said it before, and I'm sure most people know that, but you can train, they do train all year in cold rinks or whatever the case may be, and they practice hard, they run their program so they're ready to go, but you cannot practice for the moment. You cannot practice for the bright lights, for the television, for the audience, for the video board, for the kiss and cry, all those things that make up a new environment, and you have to adapt and adjust and perform on the moment.
And furthermore, as we see now for Maria Elise Calliver, the same as Elina, you're referencing so appropriately the importance of being able to try to simulate the pressure of a competition, but then to have it in front of a home audience. For Maria Elise Calliver, she's had 2 Junior World Championship experiences before, but now a 3rd Junior World Championship experience in front of a home city, and therefore that has a whole different feeling, of course, just even insofar as it's a venue that she will know incredibly well, that has a different play out.
Well, no question. We did have a question come in. I wanted to find it. You keep talking there, Mark.
Well, we will just have a little insight into the implications in the early stages of this competition in regards to what will happen on the Junior Grand Prix circuit. So for the skaters, they are representing themselves, their families, their coaches, of course, but they are also representing their nation. And the results that happen here will dictate how many from their nation will be allowed to compete on the Junior Grand Prix stage. And so the skaters that are outside the top 10 but qualify for the free skating will be able to have 1 entry in 5 of the 7 Junior Grand Prix stages. However, if we advance towards the top flight, the medalists, the nations that medal in this event will then be allowed to enter 2 entries in every Junior Grand Prix. So there is an implication for their respective nations, in addition to, of course, wanting to represent themselves and their families.
Yeah, I had a question come in. This is actually a day or so ago. Really enjoying the broadcast. This woman was curious as to why there were no Japanese pair skaters. I don't remember them on the Junior Grand Prix this season. Was there a team?
I'll just have a double check back, but we saw some great Japanese pair skaters, of course, at the senior events.
Yeah.
But I'll just
we'll
double
take a check on that.
And that impending music, perhaps that's going to be something that the coaches will start to use in competition simulations.
Actually, it's a good idea, and you're right.
And
we have the same thing in Canada. We have a piece of music, it's a 30-second piece that plays at the beginning to initiate the event itself, and everybody gets a little tight when they hear it, but it's just before the warm-up, so. But this is the last minute piece of music, and there's little time.
Yeah, it's so true. And I think, the skaters will just start to recognize and associate their senses, of course, heightened.
And it's good for the fans as well. It's an indication of what's coming up.
It's good for the commentators to know when to shut up as well, probably.
Yeah, okay, okay.
For me.
Your turn. Your turn. My turn in a moment. Our first skater represents Japan, 15-year-old Mei Okada. This is her first Junior World Championships.
And Mei had said that she remembers her friend and training mate, Miyabi Oba, going to Tallinn for a Junior Grand Prix. And now Mei Okada said she's proud and eager to do well in the same place as her friend.
And as I mentioned, she plans to open this with a triple axel. We'll see. From Japan, Mei Okada.
And there we see opening the women's free skate, a skater that is so very capable of being a medalist at this event. She was a medalist at the Grand Prix final, which is essentially the best of the best. from the Junior Grand Prix Series. An unfortunate start with a single axel as opposed to the triple axel that she's capable of, but showcasing such quality and class.
Yeah, and just the triple loop, an under rotation on that, a Q mark, and a minus GOE. But the rest of the elements were totally zoned in, positive GOEs, really well done.
And as you would expect from a skater from Japan, the attention to detail, resolute, even down to the way in which she changed her features within the spins in time to the music, such a level of comprehensive approach from a nation that is, of course, one of the best in the world.
Yeah, it must be an odd situation for her to skate so early, the first skater out in this. The Japanese skaters generally are in the last group or the last two groups.
And of course, as we see this popped triple axel, Mei Okada sees two women in first and second place of the same nation, of which she wants to be in contention with. There, the triple flip and triple toe combo. Beautiful turnout of the free leg on the landing to tick the box of a bullet point for the judges for criteria for grade of execution and quality. And here the valuable three-jump sequence, that the highest value element for Mei Okada.
And that Yeoman position looks like it takes a lot of flexibility. It does, but it also takes a lot of arm strength.
Shoulder range as well. And you have to admire Mei Okada for coming out and delivering. It will have been so frustrating to have had to wait with the burden of a difficult short program.
Well, she has a 127.61 season's best score in the free program. Let's take a look at the scores here. It's a 124.07, not far off. Of course, she is the first skater out in this competition. A 177.77 total competition score. Our next competitor, representing the Netherlands, Angel Dilleback, 15 years old. Angel was 19th last year at these Junior Worlds.
And this a different free program to the program that Angel performed on the Junior Grand Prix, electing to change because she didn't connect with the music. But if you saw the short program, you will remember Angel is just back from a crushing injury. Amazing to see her back on the Junior World Championship stage again. Well, what an amazing achievement for Netherlands' Angel Dillevac, a skater that tore 2 ligaments in her right ankle. And anybody that's ever had ligament damage knows that's sometimes worse than having a fracture. And to see her back being able to rotate, there is question mark over the rotation, but seeing her out there going for so many triple jumps so soon after that really, really difficult injury is amazing testament to her and the physio who is with her.
Yeah, she had great takeoffs on all the jumps, and 8 out of the 11 elements are under review currently. But she rotated a little bit slower maybe, and there's some questions on the landings. But to be here and to have great technique, maybe a little slower than normal in normal circumstances, but still.
We'll have a look back. Good takeoff with the outside edge, but a Q mark. So what will impact the score? Currently she has a technical element score of about 57 points. As the review process goes in, we'll see what happens to that, because the Q mark drops the judge's quality score. Should there be under rotations, then that'll be a fraction of the base value, so there'll be further implications. But I think that's really secondary to the fact that this is an athlete that has managed to be here, 1, to qualify for the free, 2, to go out and skate, land everything, stay up and everything.
And for her whole career, not being here wouldn't be disastrous, but competitors are competitors. They're determined and they don't want to miss an opportunity.
And as her coach Jorik Hendricks has explained, he's had the experience of helping his sister Luna through so many injuries and getting back out in the competitive arena. So he was able to give a confidence to Angel and a support network for her to believe that she too could do the same, following what she saw from her training mate Luna Hendricks.
And here she is. Well, great job and great determination by both coach and skater.
And in and around the arena, the physio is here, and she's very fortunate that she has that support from the Federation as well. Just now, the technical element score currently, following the reviews, dropped to about 7 or 8 points for Angel, so that's just a confirmation of some of the rotation issues that took place in the program.
But I think she's pretty happy to be here and to have performed as well. And we look forward to next season and a healthy Angel Dillevac from the Netherlands. Let's take a look at the score, 97.08. That is second. She's early on in the competition, but she's pretty happy with that being here, 151.11. Great comeback. Our next skater represents Czechia, 16-year-old Jana Hochakova.
And wonderful to see Jana having qualified, having missed the qualification by such a narrow margin last year in Hungary. The 16-year-old will skate to Devil May Cry and can't help falling in love.
From Czechia, Jana Hochikova, boy, she had a lot of energy at the end of the program. She is in good condition.
Yeah, and I remember when Jana was competing at the Junior Grand Prix, just in the practice the day before, I'd referenced how she was committed to a full run-through, and it's so important that the skaters, of course, commit to an entire run-through, and you can really see her stamina.
You know, because coming
result.
into a competition, they don't have to worry, oh, I'm going to get so tired, because it's very painful when you're out of shape getting to the program, and when that is not on the table at a competition, there's more confidence.
Yeah, painful when you are in shape, never
Yeah.
mind when you're out in shape. But Jana, a skater I mentioned, she dances as well, and she's eager to choreograph her own programs based on the wealth of knowledge she has from her off-ice dance training. Look forward to seeing her own creations as we see the isolation through her shoulders and arms at the opening of the program. Here, the triple loops, which she doesn't use in this short program, but delivered comfortably and confidently.
Yeah, really nicely. That triple loop just too far back on the heel of the landing. They couldn't get the free leg back. Boy, the little jump in a back camel.
Just for Jana, you know, it was a really solid skate. Triple salto, the first of the two, or the second of the two actually. Just the glide now. So she has so much to admire. Just now comparative to the likes of Miyakata and those that we'll see, she needs to facilitate more ice coverage.
And skating backwards, she's solid, she's good acceleration. Skating forward is a little choppy, so some work on skating skills. But you can see the passion and the emotion in her face and her movements. Much more to come from her, I think, in the future.
I hope so, and I'm sure she'll be in Prague, in her home country, watching the seniors in a couple of weeks' time. What an exciting thing for her to witness in Czechia to come.
Season's best is a 103.94. This is a little bit short of that with a 102.26. That is second of the free program, but it is a season's best overall at 156.38. And that'll put her, for the moment, into second place. Our next skater represents Hong Kong, 16-year-old Ariel Gao.
Actually, Ariel told me she's just 15. She sent me a message on Instagram just to correct us. So. But she, in her second Junior World Championships, the goal being a clean short program and to qualify for the free skate, and she has done just that. Here, skating with new hair color as she performs the soundtrack to Rio.
from Hong Kong area, Guo.
And how fun to see the Birds of Paradise energy from the Rio soundtrack from Ariel down to the hair coloring. It's reminding me of Anastasia Metalkina, the Georgian Olympic medalist in the pairs event, who would change her hair color from short to free skate. Great to see some personality coming through in the stylization, and that personality also even in the flying camel combo spin. She had the arm flutter almost as if akin to the Bird of Paradise would do. Some fun creative content.
Well, 7 of the 11 elements are currently under review. Now, she was very efficient in rotation, not a lot of height or air time, so they're probably checking the rotation on the landings.
Yeah, that will be a recurring theme of our discussion when we watch these earlier groups of the competition as to how much of the rotation was done on the ice as opposed to in the air.
And that can most certainly make a difference in position when we get down to the final 2 groups. Here's a look at the triple Lutz at the top of the program. Not a lot of height. You can see that blade turning as it hit the ice. That is an under-rotated first jump. That one looks clean.
Yep.
Great flexibility and strength here.
And just the under rotations is an 80% of the base value, so that's why the skater's initial score looks better, and then the review process can of course impact that, as we see that triple loop having a Q mark, and then here again, some further implications with another under. But I think what's important to acknowledge is that whilst we'll reference the rotation, as we see that arm, there's a little use of her left arm there, which was really impressive to me, to boost the grade of execution. But for Ariel Guo, it's another clean skate, relatively speaking. So we've got a 4 for 4 in.
She's consistent, and there's no question. Her ability to get into the air straight and rotate tight and fast is really good. Sometimes under-rotated, but pretty consistently landed.
Yeah, now the off-season, the opportunity to try to elevate and increase the jump height.
She has an 88.83 as her season's best in the free program, and this is a new season's best of 91.96. That is 4th in the free program with a total competition score of 146.23, and that will put it for the moment into 4th place. Well, you can hear the audience start to build their excitement for the next skater, 15-year-old Elina Goidina from Estonia.
And Elina, after the short program, so disappointed. There were tears, of course, because she is capable of being a contender. She did say she may now choose to do the triple axel to try to climb up the standings as she skates to Angels and Demons.
Great skate for Alina Goidina from Estonia. You hear it in the audience, you see it in her face. That was brilliant.
And what an example of the roller coaster that a competition can be, because as I mentioned before, in the warm-up 2 days ago, this was a young 15-year-old from this city who was in tears, devastated not to have been able to showcase herself well. But now, this moment right now, we are seeing and witnessing is such a huge occasion for the 15-year-old, because there are banners around, as you see, there are flags being waved right around the arena, and you could see the attack, the fight. The Thursday skate was contributory to the success of that skate, for sure.
Alina was on a mission, and mission accomplished. She got this building on their feet and inspiring a new generation, a next generation. You could see these little kids in the audience here just thrilled with that performance, and to have had that challenging short program redemption here on this day.
And you could, throughout, not just landing all of the jumps, but the conviction to each arm movement laterally, she was pumped.
Beautiful triple flip, solid right on top of her foot, double toe loop, hands above the head. The program got stronger, and this was a great save. You can see her land on the inside edge and pull it back.
So true, and we've seen Alina Goidina showcase. She's talented, she's very, very well trained, very, very good quality skater, but there have been many an occasion where she hasn't showcased her talent, and the triple loop, which was off axis on previous occasions, wouldn't have not been fought for the way it was. As we look at this jump sequence of triple loops and 2 double axels.
She zoned in a little bit later in the program, and everything was just right on cue. Carrying the flow into and out of each one of these elements. Triple lutz, double toe a little bit later in the program.
What she doesn't or didn't showcase, of course the triple axel wasn't included, which is understandable, but no triple. So it seems bizarre to be talking about it in the first group, but this may not lead because of May Okada, who was so brilliant to open the event. But nevertheless, I think the redemption is more valuable than the result.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's for her skate. I mean, it may not compare if she didn't have the technical difficulty, but this was essentially clean.
Well,
114.95 is her season's best, and this score for this performance is a 121.32, so it is a new season's best. That is second in the free program with a 175.76. That'll put her second as well, understandably because of the technical difficulty.
Hard to consider being second after a clean skate, but we must not underestimate the fact that May Okada was a contender for a medal, and so this group is a strong field for sure.
Our next skater also represents Estonia, Maria-Elise Kaljuvee.
And the two Estonian skaters separated by just 100th of a point. The entire arena excited to see, hopefully, Maria-Elise take on board what Alina Goidina has done and deliver another clean skate as she performs to the track Mon Dieu.
Mon Dieu, mon Dieu, mon Dieu, se le dire, le temps de se fabriquer des souvenirs. Mon Dieu, mon Dieu, mon Dieu, laissez-moi encore un peu, mon amoureux. C'est-moi, toi, deux, moi. Laissez-moi pour seulement un mois. Le temps de commencer ou de finir. Le temps d'illuminer ou de souffrir. Mon Dieu, mon Dieu, mon Dieu. Même si j'ai tort, laissez-moi un peu. Même si j'ai tort, laissez-moi
Well, what a way to celebrate your 17th birthday. Maria Elise Callever, just like Elina Gaidina before her, was devastated 2 days ago. And this, a phenomenally good skate, and couldn't be happier for her. And her birthday today, performing in her third Junior World Championships in front of a home crowd.
She was right on course all the way through the program. Just a step out on the triple sock up with the rest of the elements was so beautifully done. Completely focused here at home.
Yes. And it's interesting to see Nina Petrikina alongside us now, the European champion from this same nation, watching two brilliant young junior Estonian women, the next generation. How wonderful that acknowledging her birthday now to the arena.
I could see a big smile on the champion's face just down the table from us here broadcasting.
And
that's wonderful.
Her coach, Tiu, won the Estonian Nationals twice. Another coach, Alexei Kozlov, was an Estonian champion. And she also has an Estonian national prima ballerina on her team. She's surrounded by Estonian influences of high caliber, and it's all come good today. She has a triple-triple that Gaidina did not have, and a quality one at that. Flip and toe loop. This was the only real visible error, an over rotation on the triple salto.
You know, the thoughts, skating at home with friends and family and colleagues right in front of her. The European champion from Estonia here watching, commentating, and it's her birthday. All those thoughts and emotions to cope with.
It's overwhelming.
At World Junior Championship.
And a quality skater too. Interestingly, the judges are lower on the component scores than Meokada, so still likely speed a factor in securing higher program components. But just like the discussion with Gaidina before, as Tiu proudly celebrates.
And I think, you know, maybe not as emotional until the end of the program.
Oh, yeah.
You know, throughout the program from a performance perspective, but the quality of everything else, very high. She shows her heart.
What's just gobsmacking really is that we're seeing so many wonderful performances in the first group with 3 groups still to go.
Season's best is 113.53. This is a 110.94. That is third in the free program with a total competition score of 165.39, and that will also put her in third. But it was a brilliant day. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday indeed.
You've made everyone in this building very happy.
Yeah, I feel grateful. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Happy birthday, dear Maria.
Wow, isn't that great? Big sign.
What a first group.
Oh my gosh, you know, and that's what we talked about, the depth of women's skating. I believe it to be the deepest in the junior category at this stage. I mean, the men are great in the pairs and dance, but I think this field is extremely deep.
It's going to be very interesting to see now. Hopefully, we can continue to celebrate more clean skates as the next 6 skaters take to the ice in Tallinn.
Yeah, we better not speak too soon.
Yeah. Based on what we have just seen as the next 6 skaters gone for their 6-minute warm-up, now the fortunate thing when skaters perform it and deliver is we can then look to see for increased quality.
Okay, so I have a question for you. So now we're starting to see some equalization technically in the field, because you're starting with the first group and you're getting, you know, triple combinations and some great skates and whatnot. So where does women's skating go from here? How important will be the triple axel? We'll see a number of those in this event. And how important will be quads moving forward?
Well, you have to assume that is what will happen over the course of the next Olympic cycle. Of course, there was a period of time when there were lots of juniors that were working at multiple quadruple jumps, and you know that may be the case again. You know, we saw so many Russian skaters with the likes of Alexandra Trusova, who is reeling off a multitude of quad jumps. Of course, they haven't been competing, and so perhaps that's the reason, that because they aren't abundantly performed, that the others don't feel compelled to do so. But with skaters competing here at this occasion, delivering triples and finding themselves in the bottom group, that might be then the motivation for more to do it. You are a product of the environment, and over the course of the last Olympic cycle, quadruple jumps in junior women's skating haven't been necessary at ISU events. If the more, you know, it just takes, you know, a few more skaters to use that successfully before it will translate through. In the same way as we saw the winner of the men's event yesterday, Ryo Nakata, acknowledging that he wants to acquire a quad axel this season. That surely has to be inspired by Ilya Malinin. So it remains to be seen, but the end of any Olympic cycle is the new chapter.
We know that Mao Shimada has produced the quads over the past few years. I'm not sure that we'll see it today. She's not 100%, but we'll find out at the end of the day, that's for sure. We take a look at Amanda Gesso.
You know, it's important to acknowledge, obviously, we've seen Maya Okada. Nobody's done the triple axel today on this occasion. However, within that first group, I know Maya Okada from Japan can do triple axel. We know many skaters from Japan can do triple axel in the women's event in juniors. Elina Gaidina is an Estonian representative. She do triple axel. In this group now, Leandra Tsimpukakis from Switzerland, she also can do triple axel. So that does signal the direction.
But can and will on this day, you know, it's going to be different things. But in the future, you're right, that may be required if you're going to try to be at the top of the game.
But you know,
at the Olympic Games,
we were posing questions to an audience in the first 3 days of competition during this 50th World Junior Championships, and there were people contacting me on social media acknowledging that they far prefer to watch the skaters that have better program component scores, that are such a division. I know some people online that will acknowledge and say that quadruple jumps are what's necessary to push the sport forwards, and yet we have a fan base that say that it's those that have an artistic integrity that ignite an interest greater in them. So
yes, but a quad jump is less than 0.06 seconds in the air. It doesn't take away from the program, so it can only add to the program, provided that the program is there. You can have a wonderful program with a quad.
The challenge is that a quad toe loop or a quad salco, they're worth 9.5 or 9.7 points. They have a very tangible seismic impact on the score, whereas it would take an awful lot to expect a junior skater to be getting that same kind of points value boost in program components, because then they would need to be in the 9s. And at the Olympic Winter Games, there was only one skater in the women's category that was comfortably in the 9s, and that was Kaori Sakamoto.
Okay, so are you saying it's not worth the quad?
Oh, no, what I'm saying is that the quads, no, absolutely the opposite. I think the quads would be the biggest fast forward for a skater to jump forward. But on that point, there is a big discussion about whether or not program component scores should be more weighted too.
Yeah, we'll have to wait to see what the changes might be over the next 4 years.
If I put my neck on the line, one thing that I do think would be great is that the deviation between the 3 component scores would be more seismically rewarded by the judges. Currently, the 3 different component scores tend to stay within a corridor. So you have skating skills, presentation, and composition, and they tend to stay within a a range that I think should be wider.
And I do think we both believe that the junior women should be able to put a triple act in the short program.
Oh, yes, yes.
Not that we have anything to do with it.
No, we do not. Rest assured, we do not.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a thought, though.
Matteo, who has been out in support of all the Italian skaters following his short program. He skated well in the men's event, didn't make the top 24, but we've seen him regularly in the arena supporting those from his federation competing in the other disciplines. I actually would love to hear more influence. We would really genuinely be very, very interested. I would love to conduct a survey of the viewership of this broadcast to know what they would love to see. I really would like to know, cross-section of the skating viewership, what they want to see the future of the skating world be.
From a program component or from a technical?
Well, it would be, you know, what is your choice? What excites you most in your viewing?
Okay.
Is it technical element score, or is it program component score? You could
Or
subdivide.
is it overall?
Yeah, or is it overall? And you could subdivide, because I know that there are some subsections of the viewership who feel that the technical element score, when we talk about that, it normally is a discussion on jumps, but there are some that believe that the spins should have
Yes,
a greater
true.
value as to the step sequence.
Lots to consider, not any of our decisions.
Yeah. But let us know your thoughts so we can try and pass those messages on.
Here we go, group number 2, the women's free program, the final event here at the World Junior Championships. Our first skater represents Finland, 14-year-old Venla Sinisalo.
And Venla is a quarter of a point ahead in the short program of those that we have seen thus far. Hopefully she too can take the positive energy that's in this arena to deliver a clean skate herself as she skates to Underworld. Finland's Venla Sinisalo doing all she can to maintain and ride the wave of successful skates that have gone before.
Yeah.
She fought hard at the beginning, but unfortunate that the last triple jump, the toe loop, incurred the fall.
Yeah, you know, she started out really well and really aggressive. You could see that there was this momentum building in this building. We were talking about that offline, but then there was a sense of urgency for her. Some mistakes happen, and then you lose a little bit of excitement, if you will, and the program starts to unfold just a little bit.
But good to see Venla still acknowledging the audience that was so supportive. It's not often that a skater, a 14-year-old, will be able to hear an audience clapping in time to their music. That in itself, a great experience that hopefully she'll be able to capture as motivation to come back next season.
And, you know, it's interesting, Mark. You know, you used to have to wait a little bit to the final group to get the best skating, but you're getting that in all 4 groups now. There's some mistakes for sure, but they're all very, very fine skaters.
I think the fact that we had the 2 stoning women in the first group on a Saturday when more people are available to come to the venue certainly elevated the energy. As we look back at this, the triple flip, and here, at this point in the program for Venla, you could see the attack and the commitment, but then unfortunately this loop was problematic, downgrading there.
Just did not lift up high enough, under rotating, 2-foot landing. As we take a look here at some features, split jump, Moravian.
And now the challenge for Venla, as we see her fantastic use of the camel feature with that unique arm position. The challenge will be that because we had such a lot of strong contenders in that first group, the mistake there in the triple toe loop could find her sliding down the standings because it was just 1 point that separated the sort of bottom 7 skaters after the short program. Good to see those smiles and the kiss and cry from her and her coach, Susanna.
Her season's best was 102.68. She's going to fall shy of that on this day. Great effort, good energy, couple mistakes. In a field that is so strong, it's very costly.
But she and her family so resolutely committed. As I mentioned in the short program, 12th competition this season, her 10th ISU event. She's really done all she can to push herself forward.
The free program score for Venla, 95.77. That is 6 in the free program. Total competition score 150.47. That'll also put her 5th overall. 6th overall, pardon me. Our next skater represents Switzerland, 16-year-old Leandra Zimpukakis.
And Leandra, she too will be disappointed with this short program. Finds herself about 6 points outside the top 10, which is where she found herself 12 months ago. She, though, you can see now just walking through what will be the intended first jump, a triple axel to open the program. Well, the first triple axel attempt that we have seen in this Junior World Championships. Leandra Tsimpakakis representing Switzerland, and there are pockets of obviously great technical brilliance from Leandra, bravery in going for something that nobody else has done, and aspects of great performance still, but interspersing that long pockets of back crossovers as well. So a very multifaceted program.
Yeah, taking that risk on that triple axel, the opening of the program. Good technique on the takeoff. The timing was slightly off, but really good mechanics. Unfortunately, just under-rotated, downgraded, and the fall.
And I think, real testament to Leandra and here Coach Sindra and Linda van Trooyen at home about the aspirations that coaching staff have for their skaters, because they see beyond what has happened in the last group. You can sense their eagerness to push Swiss skating to be a top contender in the final flight at Junior Worlds.
Here's the triple axel. See the free leg in the arms. A little bit off time on the follow through, under-rotated or really downgraded into the fall. The rest of the program, she comes back pretty strong. Nice triple lutz and soft knees. Good running edge.
Yeah, good. She has some great quality in many of the passes. And also the choreography by Artem Fedorchenko showcased some really nice aspects, but then there were prolonged sections where she disconnected, so the judges have to consider then the percentage of the 3.5 minutes when they assign the presentation. But I really think I get excited about what her future will hopefully be. There you can see that interpretation, commitment facially and bodily to the Cranberries track.
Well, another very strong athlete that continues to develop, and we'll see her, well, one more year, I believe.
Yes, and she said that the Olympics in 2026 have inspired her, and a big goal for Leandra is 2030. So hopefully an Olympian to come.
Season's best, 118.30. And for this program here, 120.17. So a new season's best for Leandra. That's third in the free program with a 176.54 total competition score. She will take over the second position at this stage of the competition. There is a look at your top 5 leaders so far. Our next skater, there are the flags, represents Italy, 15-year-old Amanda Getzo.
And Amanda did a great short program to the Dune soundtrack. A massive change in the energy and performance now as the 15-year-old will skate to music from Chicago.
And now, the 6 American murderers of the Cook County Jail in their rendition of the 7 Octane.
Italy's Amanda Ghetto has a mixed bag in her Chicago free skate. You can tell she just now computing what took place over the course of the past 3.5 minutes. I love the double axel sequence to start. The amount of ice coverage on that opening element was wondrous. Therefore, some mistakes later on, but I admire the way in which Amanda recovered from one triple loop, bad fall, to then the very next element managing to not just land it, but put it in combination.
You know, it's a challenge between the technical battle that you've got in the program to try to get the elements done. And this piece of music requires such a connection to the emotion and to the sassiness. And if you're focused on the elements, and you might lose a little bit of that. And I felt that, you know, especially with the mistakes, I felt the loss of connection with the theme.
Yes, as we look at the two double axels, Amanda, I'm sure, has so much potential to really sell Chicago energetically, but of course her brain will have been consumed with the need to secure the big value elements, as we see, of course, the mistake on what would have been our most valuable element, that single Lutz Euler and double Salchow. And they, as you rightly acknowledged, Ted, when you skate to Chicago with all of the nuances that the music offers, it's really hard, you know.
Well, it becomes really obvious that you didn't connect with it, right? I mean,
whereas Nina Petrokino did such a brilliant job as a gala exhibition without the pressure of having to fit in the 11 elements that Amanda had.
Yeah, and maybe if all the elements were there, her energy would have connected more. But on this day, the mistakes sort of just started to dilute the performance.
And there, joined by Coach Renata and Eduardo de Bernardis, her other coaches, hopefully getting a little bit of respite after the Olympic Winter Games before we assume to see him in Prague at the World Senior Championships with his student.
Her season's best, 104.25. The score for this free program is a 98.14. That is 6 in the free program. And a total competition score of 155.14 will put her also in 6th place at this stage of the competition.
Great improvement since the 33rd place last year.
Yeah.
Well done.
Our next skater represents Germany, 15-year-old Anna Gürke.
And Anna also had Dune as the soundtrack for her short program, like Amanda. Now she is the first of 2 performing to music from the Frida soundtrack. Germany's Anna Gerke showcasing a real fight. We've seen in her Junior Grand Prix appearances her ability to secure such a deep knee bend on the landings that somehow she manages to cling on to so many of the jumps that others would not.
And that looks so difficult. You wonder if she should get more points. But yeah, it was a real fight throughout this program. A couple of mistakes, but she was clinging on to some of those landings, fighting for every point.
And obviously has fans. You see Genrik Gartung and the ice dancers from Germany supporting. And I think that the music energetically totally right as her coach and choreographer Victoria Lapasova greets her ringside. She has such a feisty fightiness.
Yeah.
I think what's important to acknowledge is that because she was so desperately eager to get the jumps done, she does disconnect for quite a prolonged time. So she telegraphs some of these jumps, which will play into the second mark.
And I think in juniors, that's generally what we'll see. The plan is good, the program is good, you know, the plan content is good. It just has got to get connected because you know most of the points exist in those technical elements, and not just the jump spins as well.
Yeah, so hopefully moving forward, you won't see the obvious triple jump incoming. She'll be able to intersperse them a little bit more invisibly between the transitions that she's got. Here, this amazing ability to secure triple toe as her final jumping pass with just a hand down. It's brilliant. I love that track.
Yeah, it's great.
So much potential for really detailed choreography, which is the kind of thing that will happen for Anna with every passing season, the ability to add more to the 7 triple jump layout that she has.
Well, a personal best, or a season's best, is 111.08 for Anna. We'll see what this score will bring to her, because there were a number of mistakes. It's not going to be that high for sure. And 100.37, they look pretty happy with that based on that program, with a 6 in the free program with a 158.14. That'll put her 5th overall.
And again, another skater that's made huge strides. It was a 31st a year ago.
Yeah, bringing everything into consideration. Did I make progress from last year? Absolutely. Our next skater, representing France, 15-year-old Stefania Gladky.
Now, having seen skaters that have moved up in the rankings significantly, Stefania finds herself in a frustrating position far from the 5th she was in last year. Now, hoping to move upward as she skates to Romeo and Juliet. France's Stefania Gladke bringing us back on track with clean skates. Looking satisfied with the performance. She's not quite the same technical proficiency as we perhaps saw of her last year. Maybe a little bit slower, but hopefully this clean skate a building block for her as she looks ahead to next season.
Yeah, I think we saw some elements that were cleanly landed. She's been sort of plagued with under rotations. We'll see what comes in as they work their way through the list of elements. Maybe a little bit slower flow-wise. I didn't think she covered as much ice, but she's very elegant, very beautiful, wonderful qualities. But she's grown a lot too, right? So this is just part of the process for juniors.
So true, and with every passing event, as she heads towards Cedric Tour, every passing event is then a further experience with which to carry towards seniors as she aspires so very much to be an Olympian in 2030 in France in front of a support network supporting her as a home crowd skater.
There's a look at the triple flip at the top of the program, and that is in on the quarter. So that was a little under-rotated first element, the triple loop, and that is clear in the system. So she's getting better, but there can still be a little iffy if she doesn't get the height or the quickness.
On occasion, the component scores, the second mark, goes hand in hand somewhat with the technical score because perhaps by being slower, less momentum with which to secure more rotation. As we look at this triple lutz, triple toe, which you can see there has an under rotation. So what was initially a technical element score that was competitive with the leader May Okada is now dropping down with every review showcasing more rotation done on the ice.
And, you know, a little bit more speed is going to help her get a little bit more height in the jump and quickness on the rotation. That will come hopefully in time. And that she's 15 and she's looking towards the games of 2030, 4 years from now. She'll be 19 and gain strength and a lot more experience as well.
Bringing the energy and bringing the cuddly toys.
Well, she has a 115.62 personal best, or season's best, and this will fall a little bit short on that with a competition score of 109.36 for the free program. That's fifth. The competition score of 168.01, and for the moment, that will put her into fourth place. Well, our next skater represents the Republic of Korea. Her sister is at home watching her, 16-year-old Yusung Kim.
Well, we've seen already the bronze medalist from the Junior Grand Prix final at the end of last year. This silver medalist from that event, Yusung Kim, capable of so much. Maybe she will be the first to successfully land a triple axel in this year's Junior World Championships. That will be the first element. Well, we have our first landed triple axel of the 2026 World Junior Figure Skating Championships. Thereafter, though, for Yusung Kim from Korea, mistakes started to unravel a little bit, and it just makes me wonder, Ted, this has been such an amazing contributor to the Junior Grand Prix series, and I know that she, like those caught on camera there with the Korean flag, they've had such a long season. The Korean qualifying competitions for Junior Grand Prix start in July, and so Yusung Kim has been on the treadmill of competitions for some time.
Yeah, she's certainly a hard worker, and the triple axel has been authorized as clean, so there's the first one of the day in this event. She's a terrific skater, and surprisingly, she made some mistakes later on in the program. It looked like she fatigued a bit, just didn't have the energy to kick that free leg back quick enough.
Yeah, here is that triple axel. Not masses of elevation, but such quick rotation to justify that full 8 points of base value.
Following that up with a nice triple flip. That's nice and clean up to the triple toe loop. No problem. So good start. Not a lot of flow on the landings throughout the program.
And I do think, as we see her just fighting for the triple loop, which she initially intended to have as a combination, and she just did see that there was less speed. There was less flow than we saw at the Grand Prix final in Nagoya. But I think, Yusung Kim and her sister Yuje, they deserve a rest. I don't know if they'll take a rest. They seem such hardworking twins that I'm not sure they'll accept that, but certainly they're deserving of some downtime.
And a little bit of a mispick, not a lot of height there, a little under rotation, and a step out. Yusung's really had a great year, and we don't know whether there is a fatigue element there, but she's had a fantastic year. She's a wonderful skater, and we'll see what this score will bring her. Her season's best was a 134. It's a big score in the final, 134.60.
Yeah, she was fantastic in the final. She moved up with the free skate then.
This is going to be significantly short of that score. The free program score is 116.46. That is fourth in the free program, with a total competition score of 175.90. That will put Yusung Kim currently in the third place.
And Japan's Mei Okada, who started the event from 24th place, is en route to making one of the biggest jumps in standings.
That's huge.
Yeah,
going from 24th already to what might consider 7th at the worst. Could be higher.
No, 13th at the worst. 2 more groups. But
oh, 2 more. That's right. Sorry.
Still, could go higher still.
Yeah. You don't know. There's a look at the standings so far after 2 groups. Getting ahead of myself. A long day. But much more to come. It's going to be exciting. So we're going to step aside while the ice is resurfaced. And just as a reminder, we will be doing an interview with Nina Petrokina from Estonia, the 2-time European champion. And Mark and myself will join her, or have her join us on the broadcast at the end of the warm-up, or the end of the ice resurfacing into the warm-up.
10 minutes time.
You bet. Stay with us. We'll be back.
And now it's time for an interview. Thank you for your lovely performance. I just wanted to ask how you feel yourself right now.
연습 때 엄청 잘 돼서 시합 때도 잘 하고 싶었는데 실수가 나와서 정말 아쉬운 것 같아요.
In the practice, she did perfect elements, so she expected in her free skating performance, but there were some mistakes, so she's a little bit disappointed.
All right, but what are your plans for tonight? How you plan to celebrate the competition?
탈 것 같아요. 멋진 선수들과 사진도 찍고 할 거, 맛있는 밥도 먹을 것 같아요.
Tonight there's a farewell party going on at the hotel. She's very expecting to take new photos with different skaters from all around the world.
All right. Good luck for the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No nii, aga nüüd olen mina kinni püüdnud meie oma Eesti iluuisutaja ja tublid neiud, nii et kes siin veel on, eestlased, teeme nüüd ühe suure aplausi! No kas te kuulsite seda, milline toetus meie oma kodupubliku poolt, kas te tundsite ka oma sisemuses kogu seda toetust?
Ja see väga aitas mind ja aitäh kõigile, et te toetasite mind.
Aplaus muidugi!
Suur aitäh kõigile, see oli väga südantsoojendav teie plaksutamist kuulata, et suur aitäh!
Mis on see üks asi, mille te võtate täna kaasa endaga sellest võistlusest?
Ma ütleks, et see kodupubliku tunnetus, et see oli väga vägev. Aitäh veel kord kõigile, et ma võtan kindlasti kaasa endaga selle Eesti riigi toetuse.
Ja Elina võtab ka selle sama suure toetuse ilmselt kaasa endaga. Aga nüüd, no nii, üks suur võistlus on tehtud, nüüd on ilmselt pikem hakatud juba natukene maha minema. Kuidas te plaanite tähistada seda head tööd siin täna?
Üks nädal mul on vähem treeningut kui alati, aga mul on aprillis veel üks võistlus, kus ma tahan 3-korne aksel panna ja seoses sellega ma pean töötama väga palju nagu alati, veel 2 nädalat.
Ega minul ka kaua puhkust ei ole, tuleb ka tööd edasi teha ja kuna mul on täna sünnipäev, siis eks ma ikka tähistan oma pere ja sõpradega, aga jah, varsti olen juba uuesti ealis ja teen tööd.
Loomulikult teeme meie sünnipäeva lapsele ka ühe suure aplausi veel. Ütlen siia väikese vahemärkusena, et me hakkame kohe mängima ka huuti ka, nii et kõik, kes tahavad seda osa saada, siis tasub nüüd tagasi tulla ja kohe osaleda. So we're going to play a Kahoot game really soon, so now it's the last time to come back and participate. We have also prizes for you. Aga nüüd viimane küsimus teile, enne kui me selle Kahoodiga alustame, et mis siis on täpsemalt ja edasised plaanid veel või sihid, kuhu te veel tahaksite välja jõuda tulevikus?
Ma tahan ainult kõigil võistlustel puhtad kavad näidata ja kõik.
Ma tahaks ka samamoodi kõik kavad ilusti ära nautida ja publikule elamust pakkuda.
Suurepärane. Teeme veel kord ühe suure aplausi. Nii tublid olite. Nii, aga nüüd paneme siis selle kahoodi peale. Te saate ka siia jääda, saame koos arutada neid vastuseid. So now it's time for the Kahoot. So if you want to participate, then now is your chance. You can scan the QR code there on the screen, and then we can play. And we also have prizes for you. So if you will win first, second, or third place, then after the game, you can go next to the doors B2 and B3, and there you will show your result and you will get your prize. Ehk siis auhinnad on meil pannud välja Eesti Uisuliit, väikesed meened saate siis, kui olete võitnud esimese, teise või kolmanda koha ja kui olete peale mängu siis saanud oma tulemuse teada, olete juhtumisi nende 3 võite sees, siis saate minna uste juurde B2 ja B3 ja saate sealt oma tulemust ette näidates seda auhinna siis kenasti ka kätte. But now I think we're quite ready to start, so let's play this Kahoot game. And here comes the first question. How many Olympic rings are there? Mis teie arvate, kas on juba teada, palju neid olümpia ringe on?
Võib-olla 5.
Võib-olla 5. Vaatame. 5 is the correct answer. Yeah, you answered correctly. Good. From which country is Skype from? Ehk siis mis riigist on Skype pärit? Ma arvan, et eestlased nüüd võib-olla teavad seda vastust, aga võib-olla osadel on see päris selline pähkel. And from Estonia. Nüüd tuleb siis küsimus Edea poolt. Which is the most popular Edea skate model? Kas teil on kohe teada vastus?
Ma arvan, et Icefly. Ma ise ka sõidan Iceflydega, nii et...
Ma ei tea, mul on e-spordid.
Icefly is the correct answer. And now, which animal is in the picture? I would say it's my favorite animal. Mis te pakute?
Morsk äkki või?
No, kas see on morsk?
Jääabu kindlasti.
Yeah! Walrus is the correct answer. My favorite animal. Yay! How many different countries are represented in here during all the competitions for me? Teil on aimu?
38.
Ei.
43 different countries. So we have basically all the world here. And now, let's see who are the winners. The podium. Third place. Võitja. Oh. Väga huvitav. Second, Matilda. And first one is X. Congratulations. If you want something, then please go to the doors. B2 and B3, you can show your result and there you will get your prize. Meie kohe jätkame, juba varsti tulevad ka uued võistlejad, aga enne veel teeme veel kord suure aplausi meie Eesti tüdrukutele!
Welcome back, everyone, to Tallinn, Estonia. the final day of competition, the final two groups to women's final program. This is going to be ever so exciting, but we're excited now, Mark, because we have the two-time European champion, 7th at Olympics this year, Nina Petrokina from Estonia, with us right now. And I know you are the question man, so take it away.
Well, first of all, just so lovely to see you, Nina. I can't believe how treated we are to see you so soon after Milan. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be here. Well, I can say that it's first time here in the commentating position, and it's my debut here. So I'm really happy to catch this experience.
And well, hopefully serving you for the future, long after your competitive days. But that's way in the future, because you've just come back from Milan. Will we be treated to seeing you compete at World Championships in a couple of weeks?
Sure, I will be there.
Yay!
Sure, I'll be there.
Now we were watching yesterday in the men's event, and I know you were up here in the commentary area with us, and you watched Yu Xiang Li, who's the only Olympian at Junior World Championships. I was wondering, can you imagine competing so soon after the games?
Not really, not really. But I think that he knows about it.
Yeah.
And he was preparing for that. So then
point.
you are preparing. It's really helpful, because if they just said that you need to go right now, it will be horrible. Because for me, right now, I'm dead. I can say like that.
Not surprised. But can you tell everyone, Nina, you are unstoppable in your own words. What you have done over the course of the past few months is just amazing. For anybody that doesn't know, can you just give us an insight into the roller coaster that you've been on leading towards all the success that you've recently had?
You mean like
The injuries
this year?
and yeah.
Okay, so this year I had injury, or it starts from the last year. It was injury with Achilles tendon, and our doctors couldn't find so long this problem, and I was in this roller coaster like one half of the year, and I lost so much time because I had so big goals for this season and really want to try some ultra C elements, but with this injury I couldn't jump from my right leg, and I couldn't land them all jumps. It was really bad and horrible situation for me, and I was really stressed. But what I can say that I am so lucky to have a really big and good supportive team. All my doctors, all my coaches and my family who always support me, doesn't matter what is happening, and they help me. And finally I went to the Munich to the doctor, and he helped me. He found the solution, and we did in 3 or 4 days after the finding the solution, we did the surgery. And after the surgery it was like 2 months, and I went to the first competition without jumps from my right leg. I jumped only double axel, triple sahov and triple toe loop, but still I could achieve some goals, small goals, and after that I went to the European Championships. I was not really ready for that, but I was really ready. I was ready for the championships mentally.
Can I ask you a question? Was there a time during your recovery that you felt, okay, this season it's not going to work, and get into discouraging frame of mind? And how did you get out of that?
With the love, because I love figure skating, and I know that doesn't matter what is happening, and if I go through it, I will be much stronger than I am here right now. And every time it's like kind of competition with myself. Can I go through it or no? And every time my team helped me to go through it.
And talking of your team, I was at the European Championships watching you en route to winning your second consecutive title, which is mind-blowing, especially because you'd had a surgery just weeks before, really. And I saw what the cameras may not have seen, your coach watching you, and the emotion on her face was just so overwhelming. And I don't know if you've seen it, but the love that I saw that she has for you was just amazing.
Yeah, because I know that she always stays really strong and she doesn't show some emotions, but this time it was really big emotions. And then I finished my free program. I watched on the screen and I saw her emotions. I was like, wow.
Because that's whenever I see your coach, she always just looks so businesslike and focused on the job. So it's interesting that you did see it.
Yeah,
you saw it on the big screen.
I saw it.
You realized it must have been good.
As we see the warm-up of the group number 3 on the ice for the moment, do you think about your junior career and how that helped you and the journey of that as we are at the Junior World Championships? What are your thoughts on that?
For me, junior career was really hard. I was really possible to jump all triples and everything, but some way I couldn't show it on competition because I was like queen on the trainings, on practice, but I couldn't show the same on the competition. But I think it was really good experience for me how to control yourself, control your mind, and now in the seniors I can use it.
And that's really important for these skaters now who might consider that what happens here will define them, but great for them to hear you as a European champion recognize that it doesn't prevent you from going on to have great success. Now, you mentioned that had the injury not happened coming into the season that you're planning on some big elements. Is that still a part of your goal plan beyond this season?
It's always my goal for my life, and I know that I'm possible to do it, and because already I had jumped the triple axel and quads off maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
So, or maybe 2 years ago. So I'm possible to do that, but I just need to stay healthy and strong, and maybe someday I will show it on competition.
Well, listen, you motivated and inspired a generation not only here in Estonia but around the world, and we congratulate you, a 2-time European champion, of course the Olympics 7th, and then you're going to the World Championships in Prague. Mark will be there to cover that, and we thank you so much. Not only this, you've stepped over here to talk to us, but you're doing commentary just beside us here, so you are very, very busy. We really appreciate your time. We wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay! Oh, I'm still on air. I'm high-fiving and sending Nina off.
Yeah, that was a little awkward.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. No, what a charming, wonderful example of a persevering athlete through difficult times and inspiring other people to understand you can get through it.
Well, yes, and Nina didn't just have the injury last year. She's previously spent half a year in hospital with a sort of autoimmune blood disorder problem. So this is a skater that has already gone through so much. And for the skaters that are maybe watching and listening, what an inspiration, as you say, is an example of perseverance, born or motivated by her love for the sport.
Exactly. Well, let's now continue to move on, and some other inspiring athletes on the ice right now. They are within reach, some of them, of the podium. As we move along, the final 12 skaters of this 2026 Junior World Championships here in Tallinn.
And it's interesting to acknowledge that within this group, the athletes are separated by just a point and a half.
Wow.
So Alyssa Lenilova in 12th place, just a point and a half behind the 7th placed Valeria Ijoba, who's on screen now.
And the leader right now, Okada of Japan with a 177.77. Can she continue to climb? Much will depend, obviously, on what these skaters produce.
Yeah, it's quite exciting. And of course, we have to cast our minds back to the biggest jump that has ever been made in any event, and that was Adam Xiaohemfa, the fantastic French skater who jumped from, I think, 19th to 3rd at the World Championships in the past. As we see Anna Maria Abayana and Daniel Veselukin, the champions. Oh, and there's Nina's coach, I believe, on screen now. Yeah. We've just been talking about you. I think Nina's getting her phone out to take a picture of them.
Well, and that was so charming because, she said that my coach is usually quite, organized, and to see her so emotional as you're coming off the ice, you knew that Nina knew the impact that she had made, not only on the audience, on herself, but on her coach, and her stoic coach.
So true, and so we so often during the course of the Junior Grand Prix series reference the coaches, but perhaps we haven't done quite enough of that during the course of this past 4 days of competition at the Junior World Championships.
Very true.
Because
we haven't,
their commitment and their time, and for many of the coaches, especially those perhaps just with one of the athletes, they've had to take a full week away from work to support them, away from families, away from their own jobs.
It's not just a job. It is a family of skaters that you're bringing like another child. You're bringing them up. You're helping them through difficult times. You cannot help but get emotionally supportive behind that journey of that athlete. As we see, it's a pretty full audience coming in here and lots of young skaters from this country. And of course, the other competitors who have finished their competition are here to support their teammates.
So we have seen one triple axel already in this women's competition. We have seen some delivered by Sophie Jolien von Felten in warm-up. She will be the second to last skater in this group.
As we get started on group number 3, representing Slovakia, 14-year-old Alicia Lenglova.
And great to see the interaction between her and her coach, Polina, as Elisa takes to the ice, one of the youngest skaters at just 14 years of age in their first Junior World Championships. Elisa will skate to the track, My Way by Luca D'Alberto. Slovakia's Alisa Leniolova opens this second to last group so very, very well. And she may not have the triple axel that others have showcased, but had a back-loaded program, the triple-triple, and then the triple loops with the 2 double axels in sequence saved for the later half of the program to secure a higher base value. And
what is amazing is the determination of all these women. They're fighters all the way. Sometimes it doesn't work on the takeoff, but they fight for the landing. And she fought her way through this program, had some beautiful elements. Some others that are under review. She has 6 elements under review at the moment.
The edge on takeoff of the Lutz has been deemed to be incorrect, taking off a left back inside edge as opposed to the required back outside edge. But this was amazing. To put a triple toe on the back of that less than comfortable landing of the triple flip showcased such well-trained resilience.
It is under rotated, but still it was remarkable that she got it done that well. Double axel up into a second double axel. Great lift and follow through with the free leg and the arms. Lifting her up into the air as we see the coaches ringside managing their own stress as their student performs. There's the triple flip a little bit later in the program. Good lift. Maybe.
And for Alisa, you know, she's following in the footsteps of success for the men's skater from her nation, Adam Hagara, last year, but she wants to climb into the top 10, potentially to facilitate 2 spots for her sister, Olivia, who is also a junior women's competitor, as May Okada waits in the leader's chair.
May Okada was the very first skater in this whole event. She's been sitting in that chair
They
for
brought her back,
a couple hours now, yeah. So wait and see what the score is. 126.76 is the season's best for Alisa. Free program score 107.16. That is 7th in the free program with a total competition score of 168.30, and that will put her currently into 5th place overall. Hey, Okada remains in the lead. Our next skater represents Hungary, 16-year-old Polina Zubani-Zhizova.
And Polina will be skating and showcasing the maturity that is her goal to put out in front of the judges and this audience at the Junior World Championships to Sanson's Samson and Delilah.
Oh, you can see on her face and in her body language, utter disappointment with that performance. Is a real struggle, Mark.
Yes, Hungary's Polina Zumanya-Zhazova struggles through the Samson and Delilah free skate. Such a commanding skater, but in a field that has showcased so many clean skates, this will be a real struggle for Polina to maintain anywhere near the position that she finds herself coming into the free skate with, where she's 11th place. And I think it's Nora Hoffman, the Hungarian ice dancer, that's looking after her here. And I suppose on this occasion, in trying to make sense of what's just taken place, great to have heard from Nina Petrokina, the European champion, and explaining that she too struggled to showcase her capabilities. The triple loop to open the program for Polina, an insight into the quality that she has, but unfortunately that triple loop's the second jumping pass paved the way for lots of mistakes again later on.
Yeah, and Nina did talk about the struggle she had in juniors, and that was a really tough go, but it set her course for seniors. She had learned how to cope and get through those difficult times, because it's growing. They're growing quite a lot during their junior years.
And unfortunately the triple loop, the second one that was just showcased on the slow motion replay, that needed to be a combination, and so even some of the more successful jumping passes will still only receive a fraction of the base value, so the technical element score here is really going to be decimated. But beautiful classy skater with some wonderful jumping passes, and at just 16 years of age we will see her again.
She's very powerful, covers the ice well, but on this day,
this is going to be
many
difficult.
mistakes to show her best. 83.11, that is 14th in the free program. As she shakes her head with a 144.48, 14th place overall. Her vision, her goal, she didn't think that this...
But there, look at the maturity.
Yeah.
Devastated, but manages to still wave to camera, and now Nora Hoffman will be doing all she can to help make sense of what's just taken place.
Absolutely. Our next skater representing the Republic of Korea, 14-year-old Ji-Hoo Yoo.
And Ji-Hoo now has the pressure and responsibility of being the Korean representative to try to make sure a top 10 placement happens for her country. Just 14 years of age. She was wonderful in Riga so many months ago. Now skating to the track Flower Through Concrete.
well, Mark.
It's been fun to see Maya Okada, see how high she can move up the rankings as we see her on screen there, but we will have a new leader, Jiu Ho, the 14-year-old. She had a huge 133 points at the Korean National Championships, and that skate will be maybe not that high, but certainly enough to move into the lead.
And we just caught a glimpse of the Okada getting ready to leave the chair because
She
saw
knows.
that beautiful performance. It was so elegant and soft and powerful at the same time, and quality skating skills, simply brilliant. One element was in the minus GOEs, the Flying Camel level 3, but the rest were all positive, creative executions.
Yeah, for sure. The equality between both her program components, the second mark and the technical element score, definitely helping her to be en route to success here in her first Junior World Championships.
There's a double lock. So look at the flow and the running edge here. That is quality. That's a positive GOE. Triple Lutz gets the free leg back, continues that momentum backwards up into the triple toe loop. That's, again, quality. Adding point to that base value. Triple flip gets free leg back in time for the double, and then a double loop. And not only that, but working well with the phrasing of the music.
Interesting to note that for Jiu, there are lots of exclamation marks beside the flips and lutz.
Yeah,
so there's a bit of a discrepancy between the takeoff edges of those two jumps, as we see her actually, yes, taking off outside edge instead of inside edge on that triple flip. But what I do find very interesting for Jiu is the different schools of education within Korea and the different lineages, if you like, from different coaches, because Jiu doesn't have the triple axel that Yoo-Sung Kim, her compatriot, has, but she does have a more pleasing style across the ice for the second mark.
Well, she looks absolutely thrilled with that experience for her on the ice. As we see, Okada maybe getting ready to.
Oh, I think she knows what's happening, but she was ushered to come back for the shot.
Oh, I think so. Okay, there you go. Well, season's best is a 120.71. And this is a 118.39, just a couple points shy of her season's best. That's fourth in the free program, but a 180.55, and that will put her in the lead. Here we go. Change of leadership.
Doing the job for her federation. The combination of her and Yoo-Sung Kim's results will facilitate more entries next year for Korea as well. Or well, same number of entries, I should say.
Our next competitor represents the United States of America, 15-year-old Angela Shao.
And as the champions of the ice dance event cheer her on, hopefully she'll be able to tap into some of that success. A really artistic and expressive skater. Angela Shao will perform to the classic Ave Maria. Now another clean skate, this time for Angela Schau. And Ted, there are things to discuss and of course things to improve upon, but Angela Schau to me has some of the most elegant arm lines. The fluidity from her wrists and her elbows and shoulders is just divine to watch.
All the way through to the curtsy at the end of the program and a big smile on her face, and really focus on getting the elements done. Now, could they be a little faster in and out? Yes, absolutely. That'll be the next phase of her development, perhaps.
Yes, definitely. But I mean, right now, leaving the eyes towards Tammy Gamble, that was, you know, job done to the best of her ability at this stage. We'll see comparative to others, not so much the height, but the length of the jumping passes doesn't facilitate as high a grade of execution as others.
Good takeoff, nice in the air, all the way around, gets the free leg back, and you can see the curve on the landings. Won't run backwards, a little bit around the corner here. That was fairly nice with a great flexibility here on this spin and strength.
And there's quite a bit of pre-rotation there, which cuts that flow and lengthen the jump. But as is ever the case, as we see Angela working through the triple flip and the two double axels in sequence, there are some skaters that have a different propensity to different aspects of the sport. There, triple salchow double loop with a little bit less rotation than was desired, but where she excels is this.
Yeah, it's just beautiful movement and a great joy she brings to the choreography and connection with the music. So there's a lot of strengths and some areas certainly to work on.
So from a program component, the second mark, our presentation should be really well received by the judges. I think probably pushing into the 7s range, but then technical element score maybe not as competitive.
Well, she's really thrilled with her performance and what she's achieved here. We'll see what the judges and the technical panel deliver in the form of score.
The best outcome, though, is the skater coming off the ice with a smile like that. That is
exactly
golden.
And you know, it's a little disappointing when they look at the scores. Oh, I thought I skated better than that. That's okay. You skated great for where you are at today in your development. Let's take a look at the scores. The season's best is a 111, and this score is a 116. It's a new season's best, so that's great. That's 5th in the free program with a 178.93 season's best for the total score. That'll put it for the moment at least in the 2nd place. Great skate, good score. Our next skater also represents the United States of America, 16-year-old Sophia Jolene von Felten. Now, she plans 2 triple axels, 1 in combination, the first element, and then the 3rd jumping element would be the 2nd triple axel. Mark?
Yes, and we've just seen Angela Schau, who has a program component score strength. Sophie's certainly technically strong, hoping to deliver now as she skates to music from Frida. America's Sophie Jolene von Felten will be frustrated with this skate. An amazing triple axel we have seen from her consistently and regularly, but unfortunately mistakes later on.
And you know, she's a great athlete. There's just no question of that. And she's very determined. She loves the jumps the most at the moment, and that's the point getter for her at this stage of her development. However, having said that, she has the piece of music, she has the dress, she's got the feel for that program, but didn't on this day at least bring it as much as she would like to have and probably needed to have.
And she and the team are doing such a great job at trying to address that second mark. Coach Alexei Boyko, and she's got Melissa and Dennis, the coaches of the ice dance champions, here to help those PCS. Triple axel, double toe, great quality. And then the second triple axel, just a little over rotated and then forcing the negative grade of execution. What I find interesting, Ted, is that you can really see the work that's been done by Sophie and the team to improve the components. It's just her back crossovers, they just seem really choppy and short. When she's doing actually harder transitional content, she showcases better glide, but they're the most common step.
And I think the work is getting done as we see a fall here, but they're working on that. But in competition, it's hard because you have to get those elements done. So that transition from, okay, I'm a jumper to I'm an all-round skater takes a period of time, and it's under progress. It's in the works, no question. So not all there yet.
Just maybe under pressure, the default setting of the back crossovers goes back to an earlier stage of development. But when that keeps being enhanced, another season, another off season.
Yes.
They're
working
coaches.
Absolutely in the right direction, no question. It's just not all there yet at this big stage of the Junior Worlds.
And I think it's hard for Sophie to comprehend when she has a triple axel as brilliant as she does to then get the scores that don't necessarily showcase. She has something that very, very few have.
And then if you add the other,
when that's added, she's good to go.
Well, let's take a look at the free program scores. The 132 is her season's best, but today it's a 113.48. That is 7th in the free program so far, with a total competition score of 176.10. That'll put her overall in 5th place at the moment. There's a very deep field. Everyone has quality here, so you've got to be at the best.
Look forward to seeing another off-season's work.
Yes, me too.
For Sophie Jolene von Felten.
Our next skater represents Switzerland, 16-year-old Valeria Eshova.
Valeria will skate to the renowned, notorious, and successful music in our skating discipline, Carmen the Track, for the 16-year-old.
Carmen,
Valeria Ejeva getting the thumbs up from the leader Dio Ho in the leader's chair. But another mixed outing for the 16-year-old inhabiting the role of Carmen.
Well, she is a very efficient jumper. There's only one element under review. That is
testament to the quality of the rotation in the air.
Yeah, that's the cleanest slate of elements, and we've seen this on this day.
Yeah, so true. There, Stéphane Lambiel. Amazing to see just the flexibility in her wrists and fingers to articulate some of the musicality. Triple lutz, little change of edge in between the lutz and the toe loop, so that is one of the factors that affects creative execution. Here though, the second element, the double salto that was intended of course to be a triple, just put a little dampener.
And that flying sit worked just right on the music, on a crescendo piece. A little bit traveling in that position. There's the triple lutz, second one, hands above the head. But good momentum up into the first double axel, double toe. So carried that across the ice. Triple loop a little bit later.
That was on the music so gloriously on the phrase change. And so there again, she just seemed to have really articulate fingers and extension through the limbs. But what's interesting is that on the second mark, as we see this amazing range of flexibility for Valeria, although she hit perhaps cleaner line and extension than the leader Dio Ho, the speed is what's pulling, or the lack of speed comparative to the Korean leader is what's making her second mark lower than what we saw before.
Well, let's take a look at the pre-program score for Valeria. Pre-program, it is a 116.52. It is a season's best, and that's 6 in the free program. Total competition score, another season's best, 179.17. And that'll put Valeria currently, for the moment, into second place, as she gets a brief hug from Stéphane Lambiel.
And just confirmation that Dio Ho will stay in the leader's chair as we head into this final group. But also important to note that the first skater to compete in this final event of the Junior World Championships 2026, Mei Okada, has the leading free skate of this event thus far.
It's extraordinary. Yeah, she was 24th coming into the event.
I was keen to see whether or not she could make a kind of world record leap in the standings, but it looks like she'll be 10th, so moving up 14 places.
And I made the mistake by saying, oh, she's in first place with one group to come, but I was almost right.
Yeah.
Here's a look at the start order for the final group. And the stands are full of young skaters that train here at this facility and another facility in Tallinn. It's a great opportunity to learn. And of course, the rest of the competitors who have finished competing, and they'll celebrate tonight at a banquet and have some fun sharing friendships that they have had for a number of years on the Junior Grand Prix.
Yes, and as you see Han Wang on screen now, it's interesting to note you were just mentioning about the impact that this visual experience can give to young Estonian skaters. In terms of what's taking place for Estonian skaters, Elina Goidina, the Estonian skater who performed early on, she's actually second on the free skate. She finds herself in 8th place overall, but again, those that skated in the very first group indicated what would be really phenomenal free skate event. It's had a little bit of a dip in the middle two groups, but hopefully we can peak again as we see Inga Guganitsa. She will be a skater that's desperately keen to make sure that she has a strong free skate. This time a year ago, she was actually in second place after the short program in the Junior World Championships 2025, but then a bit of a nightmare free skate found her in 11th place in that section of the competition. So now hoping for lessons learned to be showcased now. She was such fun to watch in the short program.
Oh, she was great. We'll see how the situation affects her. She was second last year, and that was a tough challenge to cope with, but now where's she after?
She's 5th after the short program, and she's had a tumultuous season with injuries that kind of took her off-season away from her. As we look at Sophia Schifrin.
She was very good at the practice this morning.
Yeah, I think at practice this morning she could have looked the most consistent.
Yeah.
Sophia is 16 years old. She loves dogs.
And Sophia had medals on the Junior Grand Prix Series, bronze medalist in both Baku and Abu Dhabi. But, well, I think we said Sophia Schifrin was the standout of the practice this morning, but I don't know if Hannah Bath could maybe find that a contentious statement, because she was showcasing that sensational triple axel, triple toe loop combination that she has. And I just found it fascinating, Ted, that yesterday in the off day between the short program and the free skate for the women, that Hannah was doing leg squats in the gym and just obviously doing all that she can to make sure that she's able to take the first medal for an Australian woman at an ISU Championships.
Well, I would say Hannah is the most explosive jumper in this competition. So powerful. The question will be, can she manage that power to use just what she needs to get it done, rather than get too excited and overpower the takeoff? We'll hope that things are under control, because she's improved so much over the past year or two.
Well, of all the 63 judges' grades of execution in the short program, all but 2 of them were in the very positive above 0. So if she can replicate that, she'll stand good stead. Mayoka Oka was landing triple axels too. I have to say though, got a little apology to make to Kana Muramoto, because Mayuka Oka's short program, which I adore and love and rave about, was actually choreographed by Kana Muramoto, not Caitlin Weaver. It's Caitlin Weaver who has done this free skate, which is equally brilliant.
Yeah,
it's just a clarification there for the choreographers, because the choreographers have, you know, so much pride in their work.
It is, and it is an art. Not only the movement that they create, but the soul that they bring out in the athletes. So they had amazing support for these athletes.
And there, Malshimada, we saw triple salcos with falls this morning. We saw triple lutzes with falls this morning for Malshimada. Uncharacteristic mistakes, and based on the conversations that you've had with her coach, she's struggling with illness whilst here. And
she had a little bit of a temperature yesterday, and you know, we thought that she was maybe a little weaker in the practice session, but she's a champion, and she wants to be on this ice to chase that 4th title, and that would make some history on the junior circuit for sure. She has 3 successful world championships back to back to back. This is here at her 4th.
Yeah, and you know, her coach Satsuki Muramoto had explained that Malshimada fell on the quad toe at Nationals and that she was determined to come here and land it at Junior Worlds, but then practice this morning suggested that she wouldn't be, maybe even physically, never mind mentally, ready to risk that. So we'll see what will happen as her planned program content gets unveiled in about 40 minutes time.
Yeah, you know, and we talked about that. Probably, you know, she left and conserved energy, had rest, you know, got herself a little bit better to put every ounce of energy into this program here. She is a fighter. She's a champion.
And amazing to consider what can happen in a year, because a year ago when Malshimada took her 3rd title, the person off the podium at Junior Worlds 2025 was Ami Nakai in 4th place. Yes. And she's obviously gone on to become an Olympic bronze medalist. So whilst this is incredibly important to all of the skaters performing now, it doesn't necessarily impact upon their success as seniors to come.
Yeah, we just saw Mao turn a triple axel all the way, but take a fall.
It was tough to watch such a successful athlete look so unwell in practice this morning, but she's just incredibly experienced.
Yes.
And looking back, more akin to what we're used to seeing from her in this warm-up. And the artist of her free skate music, Yoshiki, invited her to watch her perform the track that she skates to live. And Yoshiki has over 1 million Instagram followers, and on Time Magazine's 100 most influential people.
Wow. Our first competitor in the final group, 15-year-old Yihan Bang.
And Yihan, she too looked solid in practice earlier today. No triple planned, but consistency showcased as she skates to snow above the earth. Well, China's Yihan Wang kicks off the final group and delivering an incredibly clean and efficient skate.
Yeah, Mark, I would say this is the cleanest performance we've seen on this day. That was absolutely beautiful, sensitive, quick, good coverage of the ice, nice technique of the jumps, good flow on the landings, everything that you're looking for.
Yeah, a very well-trained, comprehensively well-trained skater. So both the technical elements delivered with quality and the program component scores. And so now, for Yihan Wang, she finds herself 3.5 points adrift of Hannah Bath in the bronze medal position, but a skater that has done everything she possibly can.
Yeah. And we haven't seen a lot of season's best here, but you might see one now with this. Look how solid she was on the landing. There's the triple Lutz. Pretty good takeoff, tight in the air, up into the double toe loop. Nice, straight, strong back and stretch free leg on the landing. There's the triple flip, lifts up into the air, tight, tight feet. Up into the double axel. She was so efficient all the way through this program.
And it's such a difference to the short program for Yihan Wang, and she's enlisted some of the world's most illustrious choreographers, Benoit Richaud 2 days ago, and David Wilson for this free skate. What she continues to lack a little bit of is the presentation investment. So not emotionally evidently engaged, but maintaining a kind of business-like perspective. And that's paid off because she's got the job done, focused on securing what she needed to.
It's not often that you see a junior have everything, all the jumps and difficulty and choreography and emotional involvement as well. It's a very difficult thing to have at such a young age, but it's under construction. That's what these choreographers are working with now. What a great performance. Her season's best is 120.30, and the score for today is the season's best, 121.93. That is second in the free program with a total competition score of 195.37, and that puts Yihan Wang currently in the first place. Now it's wait and see. Our next competitor represents Georgia, 16-year-old Inga Gergenzi. She's had a great result last season here at the Junior World. She was 6th place finish.
As we mentioned, she was second in the short program a year ago, but finds herself coming in to the free skate in 5th place in her 4th Junior World Championship competition.
No, such a shame on the last element. A very determined and focused Inga Gurgenidze from Georgia. Brilliant program up to that last element, Mark.
Such a frustration because it was so exciting, and I don't know if the run-through podcast with Ashley Wagner, Adam Rapon, and Sarah Hughes talk about skaters of the void, and it's the kind of quirky, eccentric skater, and I think Inga could be one of the most quirky skaters that I've seen. Her use of her head and her neck and her hands and arms and fingers, it's so unique, but unfortunately that mistake at the end will have really kind of taken away the spell of so much of what she'd built up with in regard to the components.
However, I think this is going to destroy her season's best by a lot, because this is perhaps her best performance other than that one mistake in the year.
And I think, it referenced last year's Junior World Championships when she went from 2nd and then 11th in the free skate, absolutely defying that, because the triple axel, I think it's got a Q mark on it.
It's got a Q.
But I didn't see that in practice this morning. And the triple lutz, the elevation on that, suggesting great quality too. Yeah, she's just so unique.
Yeah, and you say it's quirky. I would say that in a positive way,
Yes,
exploring
definitely.
different possibilities and
Absolutely.
being different than the others.
And it's great to have some individuality. Our sport, obviously, everybody can watch on YouTube, and Inga could, follow in the footsteps of others with the kind of stylization that she sees from so many, but she trails her own path. But this,
Yeah. And she knew that last element coming up. She wanted it so badly, she rushed the takeoff just a little bit. But still, overall, a great performance here on the world stage.
Yeah, and we see now just the tech score diminishing, but you can see almost the evolution of the human in every passing Junior World Championship competition. Now she seems just, her own person, no longer defined, as we've said of others, no longer defined by results, and I respect. Look at her costume. I see you sewn into the dress. Oh, we see you too, and we heart what you do. Well done for what you've delivered in Tallinn. But our coach looks a little bit more invested in the score that.
Well, she was thrilled up into that.
Yeah.
Or what was it? The flip.
Triple lutz.
Oh, yeah, Lutz, sorry. Yeah. Season's best score, 111.97. Anxiously waiting. There were 6 elements under review. They've all been cleared now.
And they've all pulled down, unfortunately, on the tech score.
And this is the new season's best, 118.32, but that is 6 in the free program with a 182.60. And that'll put her currently, for the moment, into 2nd place. Still a strong performance, a strong showing here. Our next competitor represents Israel, 16-year-old Sophia Shifrin.
And Sophia in 4th place, just less than 2 points adrift from Hannah Bath in bronze. Sophia will skate to music from the Schindler's List soundtrack.
The list is live.
from Israel, Sophia Shifrin. And Mark, this is the first skater, I believe that, I was going to say.
Oh, no, it's just gone in.
Absolutely no reviews, but the last layback spin, which goes in at a level 4, is being reviewed. But that was a really tidy program.
Well, that testament to the fact that none of the jumping passes in that free skate were reviewed. A credit to her rotation and jump quality. And Sophia Shifrin, a little like Inga Gurganidze, showcasing the experience that has been amassed over other Junior World Championships. This her third appearance at Junior Worlds, and being able to deliver a skate like that, you have to assume is based upon experiences of pressure and stress.
Yeah. And you only get that like here at a Junior World Championship because you can't practice that. You know, the Junior Grand Prix are great, but it's not the big stage.
This is very different.
Yeah, totally different. And she's done 3 of them that you know that she's learning how to bring her best to the ice at the most important moment.
Great elevation there on the triple lutz, triple toe. Sophia was explaining that in the off season, she lives 70 kilometers from the rink, and the family car broke down, so she was having to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to take 2 3/4 hour public transport to the rink.
Wow.
Here's the triple loop.
That is dedication. There's the flip, hands above the head, tight in the air, gets the free leg back, opens the circle up to keep that flow going up into the double axel, double toe loop. Nice.
And whilst there's indisputable rotation, what I think Sophia also showcases is length in the jumps that maybe we haven't seen from all of the others. We've seen height, but not height and length, and that is a bullet point for a better quality score from the judges. And here, she has her necklace extension in the costume.
Her season's best is a 118.65, and she's got a big smile. She knows that was her best performance on the big stage right now when she most wanted it, needed it. But what will that result in? 128.42. It's a season best. Look at her. She is thrilled and shocked. 193.80. She takes the lead with 3 skaters to come. Wow. She puts the pressure on the next skater. She's still thrilled with the kiss and cry. And there she is, representing Australia, 15-year-old Hannah Bath.
And coach Makoto Nakata is responsible for the Junior World Champion in the men's event. Can he rub some of that success off onto his student here in the women's competition? Hannah Bath prepares for the takeoff of the triple axel, which was so brilliant in practice earlier today. That will be the first jumping pass as she skates to Fountain of Eternity.
Well, from Australia, Hannah Bath, and you can see the joy on her face. Just the one mistake, one element was under review. It wasn't the second triple axel. She stepped out of that. But what a strong, strong performance. And not only the jumps, we know she's strong in that area, but also her skating skills are better and a little bit more connection with the music as well, Mark.
Yeah, she's worked incredibly hard on the second mark, and I think the triple axel, triple toe combination that we saw from Hannah Bath is probably the highest scoring triple axel, triple toe that we've ever seen done by a woman. I know that Rinka Watanabe from Japan used that combination this year, but the quality with which Hannah Bath delivers that will have snared a higher grade of execution. And, you know, like I said, just seeing her in the gym yesterday, the reality of all the work that goes on by Hannah and all of the athletes, just so wonderful to see it rewarded with a skate like that, and hopefully a pretty big personal best and maybe history made as we see this triple axel.
Look at that, amazing. Up into the triple toe loop. The blade absolutely perfectly backwards, no rotation on the ice. This one got away from her a little bit.
But only a double three turn, so didn't put the foot down so that the reduction for errors chart won't be as severe. So. Yeah. So exciting. And then could we have the first Australian woman to medal at an ISU championship as we see her working through the three jump sequence?
She was the first Australian woman to win a medal on the Junior Grand Prix.
Yes, with a silver in Abu Dhabi.
And can that happen here on the Junior World Championship stage? We'll find out in just a few moments.
And she celebrated her birthday this week. It was just yesterday that she turned 16, so what a wonderful way to celebrate with a skate like that.
If she takes the lead, if she's first after these scores, she is on the podium and she will make history for Australia. She anxiously waits and looks at the scoreboard, looks down at the monitor. What will it be? It's a season best 138.44. Wow. Clearly first, she's on the podium, and a total competition score 205.39.
History made.
History is made. Your leader, Hannah Bath. 2 to come.
And what a great event this has been for Makoto Nakata, coach of medalists in both men's and women's singles now.
Our next skater represents Japan, Mayuko Oka, 16 years old.
Talking of the success in the men's event, the champion Ryo Nakata looks on as Mayuko Oka gets ready to perform. Now, we saw some wonderful triple axels in practice and isolation, but when the music went on earlier today, Mayuko did struggle. Hopefully, though, now she can deliver when it counts in front of the judges. Mayuko Oka doesn't hold back. Huge respect as we see the leader watching on, because Mayuko Oka could have elected to play safe after the struggles in the practice this morning with the triple axel, but she obviously was on the hunt to secure a medal through her own right. And that's still very definitely possible, but I think she may have opened the door a little too much to Hannah Bath, who's 3 points behind her after the short program.
Yeah, no question. And what a beautiful skater and a wonderful program as well. And on this day, especially after skating after Hannah Bath and that huge score that she got, she needed everything. And she went for everything. It just didn't all work out.
Yes. I mean, talking about positives, I think it's one of the best choreo sequences on the circuit, both junior and senior. She's got an amazing range of movement, great versatility. As we see where things started well, the triple lutz, triple toe, equality in the height and length on both of those jumps.
Yeah, and her double axels are huge. There's the triple axel, not all the way around, and she has to take the fall. But later in the program, here's the triple flip, up into the double axel. You see how she opens a circle up to carry more flow rather than going around on a tight circle. She covered more ice within these 3 jumps.
And that will play into what the judges will reward her with here. This is where, well, that's not gone in. Oh no, yeah. Oh no, it's not gone in as a fall.
No.
This was amazing, glorious split jump. And then her trademark position. Super cool. And again, further confirmation of the diversity of movement that she's got.
Wow, what a great skater.
Satsuki Muramoto joins as Hannah Bath gives a thumbs up. And it looks so sincere, Hannah's applause. You know, loving to see the camaraderie that we saw on the senior circuit shared here in the junior women's event.
Well, her season's best is 131.14, which she'd need a 135, but it's a 127.40. That is third in the free program with a total competition score of 197.17. That'll put Mayuko Oka in the second place. She's got a medal. One skater to go. Hannah Bath retains the lead. And here she is, the 3-time junior world champion, Mao Shimada.
And Mao Shimada has showcased so much brilliance over the years, but as you explained, Ted, hasn't been feeling well, struggled in practice this morning, but all that experience hopefully serves her well as she skates to miracle.
Well, for those of you around the world that have just witnessed this performance and did not see what we saw this morning, this is extraordinary. Not just the performance, but where she came from this morning. She was ill. She had a number of falls. We wondered even if she would compete. Champions of this caliber seem to always find a way. And on this night, she found her way. Unbelievable.
It is gobsmacking to consider that just a few hours ago, we were almost thinking we hoped that she might withdraw rather than push herself through because she appeared to be so unwell earlier today and unable to commit. And yet, well, it's not the best of Mao Shimada, but it's probably the hardest she's had to ever dig.
It might be the most courageous
for sure
of Mao Shimada. That was extraordinary because we've watched this, we've followed this, we knew it, and that young woman was so focused and so determined. And in this morning, in not distress is maybe too strong of a word, but she was not well.
No, and you just couldn't tell. Now, I don't think she even attempted triple axel this morning.
No, we didn't see the triple axel at all, but here she delivers it. Look at that. And you know why Mia Hamada is jumping like that? Because she knew.
She saw practice.
She saw practice, and she knows that she was not feeling well at all. But once she got her feet underneath her, feeling comfortable.
The only fragility really was in the flying camel combo spin, where you noticed that there was that weakness because she's such an incredible spinner. And that had mistakes, but otherwise amazing. And now, as we look at that second triple lutz, I think that Mao Shimada might do something that no woman in the senior ranks has ever done, as we see that gorgeous left forward outside spiral, because she's likely to win her 4th consecutive World Junior Championship title, which has never been done to my mind in the World Seniors. Yeah, Katarina Witt won 4 World Senior titles, but there was a break in 1986, and so it's just amazing.
And now that is where we saw the first smile of the day, really, because she wasn't feeling well. And you can see Mia, why is she so emotional? Because she knows what that girl just pulled, what she just did, how she came from where she was this morning until this moment is extraordinary.
And now I think, you know, on the free skate portion of the competition, I think Hannah Bath may still lead over that because of the mistake on the spin. And there's a Q mark on one of the double axles and on the triple flip, but she had a 5-point buffer from the short program.
Yeah, regardless of the score and everything, it's just an amazing achievement. 137.01. That is second in the free program with a total competition score of 208.91. And it's close, but she takes her 4th title. Mao Shimada of Japan, a miracle. It's amazing. Well, it's remarkable.
That's the track title. The artist, Yoshiki, the track miracle, and basically after this morning, it's a bit of a miracle that she's skated at all. And you know what's nice it's not nice to see somebody crying, but it's nice to see, after seeing the stoicism, to see the emotion from Mao Shimada.
And from Mia Hamada. I mean, you know, having been privy to a little bit of this information and what we saw this morning, and we've covered the sport for a long period of time, you've rarely seen something that's this unique and this special. Wow.
And to have been able, you know, we spoke about Ami Nakai being able to go on to the Olympics. Mao Shimada, obviously, because of her age and the timing of her birthday, wasn't able to do what others have done and celebrate globally what she showcased in the junior ranks on the senior stage, but she showcased continued resistance and resilience. And Mia
Okada moves from 24th to 10th.
And that's the biggest movement ever in a World Junior Women's Figure Skating competition.
Just unbelievable.
And Hannah Bath?
Yeah, fabulous. I'm so happy for her because she has always shown her jumping ability, but the other areas needed a lot of development. And over the past 2 years, she's been working extremely hard on improving that area, and it paid off here in a World Junior silver medal.
So true. And Hannah training now in Japan as well. She was the winner of the free skate.
And she still has a tear in her eye, and you can see a little bit of a red nose from you know, just not feeling well. But she pulled all her resources together for these few minutes.
Now we have here the World
in the final
Junior
free skate.
Champion in women's single skating, Mao Congratulations. How are you feeling right now?
Exhausted.
どんな気持ちですか？
そうです。ここに来るまでにすごい苦しいことがあったので、こうやってしっかりフリーも滑り切ってこう優勝することができて本当に嬉しいです。
Leading up to this competition, a lot of things happened, so I'm so happy to be able to finish skating free program and then win like this.
Applause. And how much did the energy from the audience help you tonight?
観客のエネルギー、助けられましたか？
今回すごく体力的にもきつくてそういう中だったんですけど、やっぱり観客の応援が聞こえて、そのおかげで最後まで頑張ろうっていうふうに思いました。
So it was very physically demanding competition, especially this free program, but the audience cheer really helped me support, and I was able to finish a free program like this.
And now if you have anything else to say to your fans, the mic is yours.
ファンの皆さんに伝えたいことがあれば何かお願いします。
いつも応援ありがとうございます。これで私のジュニアの試合はおそらく最後だと思うんですけど、シニアになっても応援していただければ嬉しいです。
Thank you so much for your support. I think this will probably be my last junior event, but if you could help me support going into the senior program, senior season, that would be amazing. Thank you.
Congratulations again, and let's make one more big applause for the winner.
Wow. It's amazing. She did refer to all that led up to this event and this program, so she did sort of confirm it was a challenge.
And her coach, Satsuki Muramoto, doubling up as translator to... It was impressive that the coaches are able to speak. They must be so emotional as well, I'm sure.
Well, we saw that at Mia Hamada for sure.
Yeah.
What a journey, what an incredible event. And as we begin to wrap up the coverage here, you can stay online to watch the medals being presented. And Mark, here are the highlights of the top three.
Yes, Mayuko Oka, the second placed woman after this short program, does enough to stay on the podium. And she, alongside Mei Okada and Mao Shimada, showcasing the brilliance of Japanese women's skating. And indeed, her bronze medal, 2 medals for the coaching staff of Satsuki Muramoto and Mia Hamada. As we're treated to see that brilliant lunge slide that Oka has. Not a surprise to see the Japanese flag on the podium, but what is perhaps a surprise, or certainly at least a novelty, is to see the Australian flag as Hannah Bath takes not just a bronze medal, but moving up to take the silver and impressively win the free skate. On this day, she was the champion, but overall takes a silver medal, and that just an amazing accomplishment.
And 2 years of very hard work on all aspects of her skating have finally paid off. She won her first medal for Australia, the Junior Grand Prix. She takes the silver here at Junior Worlds, and look at that smile. It's worth $1 million.
And there is the 4-time champion, Mao Shimada, doing something that no senior woman has done and taking the global title in their age category 4 consecutive occasions. And whilst I think the score that she posted may be the lowest of all 4, what she had to overcome in which to take the title was mesmeric. Those that were around in this very arena earlier today saw a skater that's incredibly unwell, fatigued and exhausted, but she relied upon all of her experience to be able to deliver enough to take the crown and take the title. Comically hearing her say, I think this is my last junior event. Well, no, no wonder. You've served your time.
Absolutely, and done yourself and your nation proud. Well, as we start to get prepared for the medal presentation, we're going to begin to sign off at the Junior World Championships here in Tallinn, Estonia. We'd like to thank all the officials, of course, the coaches, the parents. The broadcast was really wonderful, and all the volunteers here in Estonia. Please stay on for the medal ceremony. Mark, I know you're going to be going on to Prague to cover the World Championships with Tanya Kwiatkowski. We'll all be online listening to you there. For all of us here at the ISU, I'm Ted Barton along with Mark Hanreddy. Thank you for watching. Good night, everyone.
Isukiiruisutamise juunioride maailmameistrivõistlused 2026. Auhinnatseremoonia. Juunior. Naised.
ICU Figure Skating Junior World Championships 2026 Victory Ceremony Junior Women.
Kolmas ja pronksmedali omanik.
Third, and winner of the bronze medal from Japan, Mayuka Oka. Second, and winner of the silver medal from Australia, Hannah.
Esimene koht ja juunioride maailmameister 2026.
First, and world junior champion for 2026 from Japan, Mao Shimada.
Rahvusvahelise uisuliidu esindajad.
Please welcome the ICU representative, Benoit Lavoie.
Tema annab üle medali.
He will award the medals.
Palume tervitada Eesti Vabariigi Kultuuriministeeriumi spordi asekantslerit.
Please welcome the Undersecretary for Sports at the Estonian Ministry of Culture, Raivo Mitt.
Tema annab üle lilled.
He will award the flowers.
Lugupeetud daamid ja härrad, kui teil on võimalus, palume võitja rahvushümni ajaks püsti tõusta.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can, please stand for the national anthem of the winner. is one